spot on with the PCR and the whole emergency in itself. I mean, the inventor of PCR, Kary Mullis, before he passed away in August of 2019, he did say on record that PCR was never designed to diagnose for an infectious disease. And then it can be, even the World Health Organization was forced to admit recently that that there is a problem with PCR because of the amount of cycling. Essentially, you can either run the test through more cycles and increase what you're detecting, or reduce the cycle threshold and lower that. And so that is right there. It can be manipulated. It's not a set standard, and so that raises a lot of big questions there, and rightfully so. And this is something that a lot of people have been pointing out over this past year. So it's I believe that it is starting to have an effect to where it's starting to unravel, and if the PCR test unravels, the whole thing could unravel essentially, because then, like you said, if there is no emergency, then the whole agenda kind of goes out the window.
Absolutely. And that's a good point you made about the cycle thresholds, because what people need to understand is it is an exponential amplification of minute amounts of genetic material. And what they've done is the CDC set its original PCR test, at 40 cycles, and several of the manufacturers that got approved under an EUA again. Emergency use authorization. They got approved under that, and they set them as high as 45. And a study that came out of France last year found that anything over 17 cycles was getting far more unreliable, and that probably they shouldn't even be over 25 or 30. Because the rate of reliability falls off dramatically. The other problem with this test is it was based on not having the presence of the virus, an isolated virus. So they have to guess at what they are actually picking up. And the inserts in the PCR test say this test is not conclusive for COVID-19 because it can pick up Ebola and SARS and other coronaviruses. So even their package inserts basically give a disclaimer about their reliability.